Hello, everybody. It's John Kranz. I want to welcome you to another episode of Compass Games Town Hall with Bill and Billy Thomas. It's episode 44, and today's Thursday night, May 19th, 2022. And it's great to have you here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started by bringing in Bill and Billy. We probably have a lot to cover, so let's go ahead and bring them in right now to the stream. Hi, Bill. Hi, Billy. Good to see you again after 2 weeks being off.
Yeah, how you doing, John?
Doing good. Had fun at Expo. Maybe we'll talk about that later. But in the meantime,
sure.
Thought we'd start with whatever you'd like to cover. We can do an update on the release schedule, of course, as always. Many different
things. Yeah, if you want to do that.
Want to do that first?
Sure.
Okay, let me pull up the schedule really quickly here. Just give me 1 second. And, yep, here we go. So let me make it a little bit bigger so everybody can see.
I moved on.
No, you didn't.
Oh,
there
look.
we go. Hopefully that's good. So so the big news since the last update is Russian campaign is now moved over to the right slot, which means it's shipping.
Yep.
It's been released. And I'll let you go through the list on the left, Bill, if you want. You can see next up is enemy action Karkov.
Yeah. Russian campaign is out of stock.
Oh, there you go. Get it while you can, right?
Yeah, Russian campaign is out of stock. Enemy action Karkov will be shipping like the first week of June.
Okay, that's coming up.
They got Paper Wars, which is right after that, and then keep going down. That's what we got coming up. So
it's a bigger issue, Paper Wars. It's 2 maps, right? 2 maps for Case Geld, I believe, and Paper Wars 101. And then the order hasn't changed, except for I think we swapped out 2 titles. We moved up Brothers at War. 1862 was moved up quite a bit. And I think it was Napoleon's Eagles 2 was slotted down. They basically switched places. So that's probably the biggest change here is Brothers at War 1862 has moved up in the schedule quite a bit. We basically just swapped it out with Napoleon's Eagles 2, which as I scroll down here, you'll see it's right there, second to the bottom.
Yeah. Yep.
So we've got a lot of games coming, a lot of different historical eras for sure. So exciting to see that. A lot of titles people have been waiting for. I'll look for the comments here. I know people typically ask about, they've been asking about when's enemy action Karkov going to ship. Now, and I should mention the Kickstarter really quickly and just thank everybody who participated in that. So we just had a great result, 372 backers overall for Karkov. So really a great turnout. Thanks to everybody for doing that. We had some add-on titles. If people want to add on some games, that was available as well. But was that a surprise for you? The number 372 backers on Kickstarter right at the wire there?
Yeah, that was a surprise because we had a lot of pre-orders.
There was a lot of
before
pre-orders.
That. So yeah, that was a surprise, right, Bill? Bill says it was a surprise.
And it's still in stock.
For the time being, yeah.
That one's not going to be around too long. And then I just want to mention to everybody online, if it's your first time visiting with us, let us know so we can call you out during the broadcast, and then we'll be going to your questions as well. So I should probably switch gears here just for a second, just to talk about the newsletter as far as the latest updates.
Oh, okay.
So the newsletter went out a few days ago this week. As a reminder, if you're already a current subscriber, we've added some interest areas so we can perhaps email you when a certain game comes up in an area you're interested in. So if you go hit the newsletter subscription button on our website, it's the very top. Almost can't miss it. It's at the very, very top of the page. Click on subscription. And if you subscribe again, it's going to ask you a question about what historical eras you're interested in. And if you do that, we'll throw in a coupon code to give you a discount on Compass products. So that's for anybody. So if you're a current subscriber, please do that. The pledge now, this was a few days ago, so the Kickstarter has now ended. So thanks to everybody who did the Kickstarter. Of course, Russian campaign is shipping and now temporarily out of stock. So that order today button is going to have to wait a little bit since we're going to have to restock on that. We can talk more about Expo if you want, Bill, but we're up to 30 that have already registered for the event. I can show the signups and all that here in a moment, but just to mention real quickly, we have now 30 signups for Expo, and we can take a look at the signups more closely. Again, Enemy Action Karkov is next, followed by Paper Wars. And we did restocks on Brotherhood Unity, No Peace Without Spain. Lamps are going out. And NATO is going to be out soon, I believe, correct?
No, that's already been mailed.
That's already been mailed. Okay, so there you go. So that one needs to be changed to back in stock. Paper Wars subscription, Vassal, which Maurice Fitzgerald helps us with, and the videos on our website. And again, these are the recent releases we've had as well. So that pretty much covers it, but there is big news for David White and Mark Ruggiero. They hit the 2,000 member milestone mark. So we are now up to 2,000 members on the Facebook Compass Enthusiast group. So lots of postings every day, and thanks to everybody for doing that. Really appreciate that. And the last Learn to Play that Mo did with the designer, who's Chris Van Beurden. I also did an interview with him. That is now available as a recorded session, so everybody can watch Barbarian at the Gates, and got a lot of positive feedback on that session as well, which is great to see. And yeah, that pretty much rounds out our weekly news, I think. So anything you want to talk about else? Otherwise, I can talk a little bit about what the Compass presence looked like on the gaming tables at Consom World Expo Dallas, or we can look more. Okay, so I'll bring up. So last week, the reason we didn't have a broadcast, I was hosting Consom World Dallas, which is a regional event. So here's a bit of a picture of it by our coffee break station. So hope everybody enjoyed that. We had about a little more than 130 attendees over 3.5 days. So we started on Thursday night, May 12th through Sunday the 15th. And I'll just walk you through. This is more Compass specific photos. So hopefully you'll be able to see these okay on screen. So this is sort of a mess, but there's a reason why I'm showing this messy table. And hopefully Gregory Smith has joined us tonight. So Gregory Smith was our special guest of honor for Consom World Expo Dallas. And he had about, as you can see here, he had about 10 different games. Some published, most being designed or getting printed, and he had them all available to host. So he did a lot of different playtesting sessions. I'm going to show you one playtest session in particular he was doing, but as you can see, just a ton of games that Greg has. And let's go to the next photo here. So here's a picture of Greg on the right. So that's Greg, the designer, on the right. And on the left is Barry Setzer. Barry resides, I believe, in Maryland, and he flew out. He was a late second entry. Didn't know he was going to be attending from Maryland, but he was able to make it out the last second. So here you can see that they're playing what's called Blood and Sand, which if you think about just ancients warfare. So it was really great to see them. Basically, it's gladiators. Think of gladiator fighting in the arena. And it's basically the name of the game is going to be Gladiator Blood and Sand is probably what we're going with. So they were just doing some man-to-man fighting there in the arena. Then on the right, we have Gregory Blanchette. Gregory Blanchette is the designer of Fall Blau and Karkov battles, for example. And here he had his Fall Blau maps out with one of the attendees talking about the game. He did some demo sessions on that and Karkov battles. So it was great to have the designer Gregory Blanchette out. And then also joining us from the East Coast, New York, was William Cooper. And Bill has a game that's not yet on our pre-order list. It's like Flat Top and on steroids. The game's going to be called Beneath the Southern Cross, World War II Pacific. It's coming from Flat Top as an inspiration, but a completely modernized design. And I believe I have one or two more pictures of Bill playing the game. Here he's assembling some of the card sleds that he's preparing for playtesting. And then Aaron Danis, again, was showing off the Fall of Tobruk map from a recent Paper Wars edition. He had some ideas of adding more locations on the map and a few other things. So he was talking to me about this game that he really enjoys, Fall of Tobruk, which was, again, featured in a recent Paper Wars release.
No, UPS is picking up that Hexam stuff tomorrow.
Are you going to tell everyone?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Here's Greg again. Greg's here talking with Gregory Blanchette. And as you can see here, it's not Fall of Tobruk. It's not Fall Blau setup anymore. This is later during the event, and he had just one of those mini maps from Karkov battles that he was taking people through for demo games. So that's Gregory Blanchette on the extreme left of Gregory Smith. Here's Bill Cooper playing, again, beneath the Southern Cross with 2 play testers. So they're just getting started with the game. I want to give a shout out to Jack Green, who drove out as well. So I was really happy from Vicksburg. So I was really happy that Jack could join us for at least a day. And he had his Bear Flag Republic game set up, which I think was released a few years ago. And of course, we're helping distribute the St. Lo game for Jack Green. And then Russian Campaign. A lot of people had received Russian Campaign just before the event. So I've got some pictures of the game being played in progress. So that's Russian Campaign being played. Here's the Third World War. Some of the maps and components for the Third World War. Looks like Southern Front being set up there. And here is Battle for Germany. So Third World War, Battle for Germany. Again, it's 4 games in one. Of course, the combined games. It's most famous for the full combined game, or the full enchilada, as they say. But here we're doing the Battle for Germany is being played. Crusade and Revolution. So some of you probably own that game. So here we have Crusade and Revolution being played in one of the expo tables. The reason we have numbers on tables is to help people locate each other, so they can be on Discord or text message and say, hey, meet me over at table 44. That's how that works. Here's Bill Cooper again, actually playing beneath the Southern Cross, walking through, looks like some of the spotting rules or perhaps some of the air maneuver rules to the game with one of the play testers. It was an all board game, so it was sort of unique, and this hasn't happened too often at a Consom World Expo event. We also had an attendee who hosted miniatures. So this was using the simple Great Battles of History series of rules, but modified for miniatures on the Battle of Raffia. And here you can see we got some elephants included there. So obviously it's Raffia, and you're going to have elephants with Raffia. So just sort of a close-up shot on that. And, if I said Pittsburgh instead of Vicksburg, I meant to say Vicksburg for Jack Green. Here on the left is Gregory Smith with Maurice Fitzgerald. Mo helps us again with all the videos, learn to play sessions, and the Vassal module. So Mo has a really important integral role with us. And then the person who won Gladiator, he got the sword for the most kills. So you can see here he's holding up the sword. So he's our big winner for the Gladiator tournament. And there's up close and personal are the 2 gladiators fighting it out in the arena during play. Greg brought some miniatures along to sort of level up the gameplay, make it a little more fun, a little more visual. Here's another shot of Russian Campaign being played. Here's Blue Water Navy made an appearance during the expo event as well. And we close out with the final picture, which is yet another picture of the Russian Campaign. So that's a wrap on Consom World Expo. Should we talk about Compass Expo, Bill?
Yeah, yep.
Well, let's switch over to Compass Expo then. And let me just go to the website for Expo real quickly here. So again, I've updated the Expo page. We're 174 days out. And we've got 30 signups now. So I'm just going to scroll down. Sorry if this is a little hard on your eyes. There's a lot of text here. We've added some special events already that are going to be going on as far as tournaments, demo sessions, play tests, and then we'll have some seminars scheduled as well. But here we have our 30 attendees for the event. And as always, if they agree to release their email address, we'll publish them here online so you can see what games they're interested in playing. And you can reach out to them by email to coordinate on gameplay activities. And to do that, here is the latest sign-up sheet on gameplay. And the way gameplay works is you have your first, second, third choice of games, as well as an alternate choice. I'm not showing the alternatives right now, so I'll have to resize this a little bit so you can see everything fitting on the page. But on the left, we have the game titles followed by the publisher. What I'll probably do is I'll take the publisher column off because most of them are Compass anyway. That way we can fit the alternate column as well. But as you can see here, whenever we have games with a match, we will add a colored highlight where there's a match for that game. I'll go a little... Oh, here we go. So now you can see everything. It was because I had zoomed in too much. I thought we could fit everything, but the trick is I want you to see it on screen. There we go. That's the biggest I can go. So now you see we've got the alternatives row. So you've got your first 3 choices you can make. and then any alternative selections. And then if there's a colored band for any row, for any game, that means there's a possible match. And that's where the email address comes in handy. So if you see people with common play interests, you'll see that highlight, and you can reach out to them. Or perhaps you see somebody that's just listed themselves for a game like Battle Hymn. We've got Clayton Mary down for Battle Hymn right now. So one person has signed up. But if you decide, hey, Battle Hymn's something I'm interested in, you can reach out to them. You can change your game selection so you can be added to this list. And we can highlight that row. Once we have more than one person, we'll highlight that row. So we've got some matchups already. I'll just mention real quickly where they're at. We've got African Campaign has a match, American Tank Ace, Attrition of Souls, Beneath the Southern Cross, Bitter Woods, Battle of the Bulge Tournament by Randy Heller, Blood and Sand, which is it's that like chariot game or whatever, the Gladiator, the Gladiator game. We've got, Blue Water Navy has a match, British Tank Ace, Combat Commander Series, Coin Series, Desert, a Death in the Trenches has a match, Great Battles of Alexander Series, Great War Commander Series, Imperial Tide, Lock and Load Tactical, Napoleon's Eagles, NATO, now we're skipping down, Red Poppies, Campaign Series, Stellar Horizons, U.S. Civil War, the Pacific and Global, Third World War Series, War for America, and World at War 85. So lots of stuff going on there, Bill. Lots of stuff. And that's early. We're, like I said, we're over 160 plus days out. So signups are going to be changing a lot, and a lot more people will be signing up. Mo says he wants to play some games on NATO at the con this year. So Mo will be there, and he's looking to play NATO. So that's good to hear. And that game is back shipping in stock again. So that's good news. Craig says, what if you set up an app for creating game matches? Maybe if you see a gamer you'd like to play, you might swipe right on the screen. Sort of Tinder for gaming. There you go. So there's an idea. I'm sure there's always a way to try to do matching a little bit better, but hopefully if you visit the website, that will definitely help out. And just a reminder again, make sure you get your town hall, #townhall for the free game tonight. So make sure you post that tonight before the end of the session. So yeah, so some good early development, and I know we'll have more seminars for Compass Expo in November. So we hope to see more people signing up, which I know they will. And the dates are November 10th, Thursday morning, through the 14th, which is Monday. So it's going to be running for nearly 5 days there. So looking forward to that. And let me go to comments here really quickly. So I haven't had a chance to check comments, Bill, for you. So let me see.
Yeah. What else? We're transferring to a different type of map.
A different type of map?
Of paper map.
Oh, different printing or different for
quality. Different quality, different thickness, and stuff like that. Okay? It won't affect series games. Okay? Like, because if I've got a game out there, like Doomsday, then Doomsday Balkans, all those will have the same map they cut original, because I didn't to have different thickness of maps and different maps quality didn't make sense to me, because they're add-ons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with like Combat 1 and 2. Okay? They would still have the same maps. Same thing with like Fall Blau, Karkov Battles. All those ones that are like series will continue to have the same map. So when people combine them, okay, they'll still have the same map.
Gotcha. When will that hit? When will the new paper maps? Well, I guess the games might. Do you know what the first game might be that's going into production with the new maps yet? Or
well, I do, but I'm not going to let it out.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But
all right, let me.
It's a hybrid between a mounted map, right? Yeah. And a paper map. It's in between. Okay.
In between. Oh, that's interesting. We'll have to coin it a new name for sure.
Yeah, so it's an in between now.
Gotcha.
Right, Bill?
And Jason says, out of stock, Russian campaign. That was quick. So absolutely.
Yes,
Yep,
it was.
Led a Charmed Life. That's true. It's a very popular title. A lot of people had it at the expo here in Dallas. Can you remind Darren about Brothers at War 1862? I believe it's on the website. It's 4 games in 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
But
I think it's Brigade, right?
Brigade level, pretty large hexes. I think have some. I know we have some images up on the website, but it's 4 games from that, 4 battles from that year. Can't recall the specific titles. I'd have to call up the product page, but yeah, Brigade level. There you go. Let's see. I still have not received my copy of Russian Campaign, Larry. So send an email, Larry, just so we can make sure. Send an email
He
to
should have
sales.
received it.
Yeah, should have received it, Larry. So
yeah, I don't know what when I say out of stock, that doesn't mean that I don't have a few. I'm just not selling to distributors or any retail or any like that. Okay, I still have a few in stock for just this purpose.
Yeah,
where Lawrence must have lost this copy.
Yep. So Larry, let us know, sales@compassgames.com.
What?
Let's see here.
I know Lawrence. Yeah, I've talked to Lawrence
We've done it 100 times.
Let's see. Sofa Kings. Oh, sorry.
Can't
go ahead,
wait
Bill.
for Karkov. Yeah. No, the map is still a paper map. It's not mounted, but
it's more paper than it's mounted. But
it's more paper than mounted.
It's thicker.
No,
it's very thick. Sounds like it's very thick.
Yeah, it's more paper than a regular paper map.
Gotcha. Well, people are looking forward to Karkov, so it's going to be shipping in early June. Great. Dennis has registered for Compass Expo. So thank you for doing that, Dennis, very much. I was going to see where Dennis falls in the schedule here, but I'm probably not going to find his name quick enough to do that. So Dennis's first choice is the Russian Campaign Original Edition. So Dennis, I have a feeling you'll definitely be able to play Russian Campaign at Compass Expo. I'm sure it's going to be quite popular. Well, there will be a Swedish and Finnish version of NATO. Well, this is back in the 80s. Yeah, so obviously, modern day, things are changing obviously in real time as expected, as it always does change in real time as events change. So as there's future things done, I'm sure we'll see things done in that respect. I was not surprised to see some people talking about gas prices, but I won't go down that. I won't go down that rabbit hole right now. Let's see. Looks like Darren in California, Petaluma, got his NATO and Lamps bundle more than a week and a half ago. So he's very happy about that. So happy you received it already. So I didn't realize that NATO had landed. So that's awesome. Stop the presses. Again, if it was modern day contemporary, we would have to do absolutely something there. But this is back in the 80s, Bruce Maxwell's game. Let's see here. How is America? Everyone's asking on YouTube, how's War for America doing sales-wise, Bill?
Good. No, it's doing good.
All right. That's what I thought. Yeah, I know we did really well with pre-orders as well and the interviews and all that we did. Looks like we need a Ukrainian version of Barbarians at the Gates. Okay. Brittany did notice the syrups at the coffee table at Dallas Expo, so Brittany gets Sharp Eye Award. Yes, we did the deluxe coffee package. I don't know what they called it, but yep, lots of syrups there for your espresso and your coffee.
John, we do the deluxe package at Compass. We provide hot water.
That's right. Well, then absolutely, and it's very hot, and the pizza is very hot as well. So thanks for the kind words for Expo. We're looking forward, of course, to Compass Expo in November. It's always it's going to be a great event, of course. Greg was showing off his new Gladiator game. Mo was there. I think Mo played it a little bit as well. My son played it and he beheaded me, so I didn't fare too well on that one. So yeah, Western Front Ace was being played by Greg also at the event. So that was cool to see that. A lot of people interested in Western Front Ace. Flat Top remake for the win. Absolutely. It's going to be incredible. Rest assured of that. Let's see. The map looks like it came a long way from when I last saw it. Maybe that's Russian Campaign. I'm taking a guess. When is a second printing of Zeppelin Raider due? I think it's
we just what did Julian say? Is he done with that or
what?
Zeppelin. Remember he had the.
I heard from the artist. Actually, I forgot to tell you, Bill. About 2 days ago, he said I don't have to source files, but if you give me the PDFs, I can update the PDFs. But whether it gets done or not, I'm not sure I can guarantee that, given track records. But there is, if Julian is not done, I could try that angle if you want,
I don't think he
as a plan B, as an audible. If
No,
you
that
need an
goes to
audible,
plan A now.
that's the plan A now. Okay, so he says he's got, because he'll have the typefaces, which means everything will.
Yeah, this is just, he only has to do the charts, I thought.
Right.
The charts and
So,
tables
Yep.
had fonts that we couldn't replicate.
yes, exactly right. Exactly right. So I did hear
Okay,
back
so
from
Bill's,
him.
yeah, so Bill will, you can email Julie and tell him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll tell him to get that because that's the only thing we've been waiting for months.
Julian's
Yeah,
got to send it to him, right? He needs to
Yeah, he's got to send,
Yep.
no, he's just got to send him what changes need to be
Yeah,
made.
I'm going
Does
to be
he have
sending
the
him the
PDFs?
PDF files. I'm going to be sending him
does?
PDF files that need updating.
Who does?
I can send him the PDF files that he needs to update. Or I can get them from Julian either way. I think I have access. Yeah. Stigler says, I hope at least the game will be lighter than flat top. I say it's different. I don't know about lighter.
Contact John.
Some things are
because John
streamlined. James, thanks for joining us from
was the
Shreveport.
artist who could do the Zeppelin.
I think somebody else joined us last episode from Shreveport as well. So I have to connect you guys together using that swipe app. We got 2 guys from Shreveport on. Russian campaign without the yellow Russians. Yay. So, yeah, getting a lot of favorable remarks on Russian campaign. That's probably why we're temporarily out of stock. We have to restock it. They saw Crusade and Revolution being set up, war tables.
Yeah,
So people
that's done good.
are enjoying that. And let's see what else we have here. Just going, sorry guys, I'm looking at my other screen here. That's why I'm off camera. Yeah, hashing out some new ideas for Gladiator. I know there's some talk going on about Gladiator, and miniatures was a cool new angle on it. Let's see what else we have here. You want to jump in with
Okay,
there,
John.
and I'll keep looking for comments, Bill. Feel free.
Okay, 1812 is in production, and that's going to have the old type maps because that's already been printed. So that's good news.
Yep, that's good news.
Okay, 2040 is actually completed production. So it's just trying to find a place for that in the schedule.
Okay.
So that will be right after the next round of when we get through the ones we got posted on the website. Air and Armor, I've been told, is wrapping up, and it should be at the printers within 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay, John? Alexandros and Spartacus is all done. So it's waiting for a spot in the, that will be when we update, after we get through those other games, these will be added on at the end. So when people say, when are these games coming out? You really only have to go to the update and say, okay, this is the next game on what you have, John, posted.
Yeah, on the website.
Yeah, if you pull that up.
Okay, I'll pull it up. Give me a second. So here we go. Here's the schedule again, and I have to make it a little bit bigger so it's readable.
These are, that schedule is the release schedule. So there's no dates on it because I said, no, I'm not doing that. Okay, but it's in pretty good order of how they're going to come out. So if somebody says, well, I don't know when.
Yeah, just the left column. So the right column is just recent releases. So just to be clear, just focus on the left column here. And that's where we have the upcoming titles, including Paper Wars. We don't include restocks,
so if somebody says when Test of Faith is coming out, you can know that after Paper Wars 101 is done, Test of Faith is next. Or Chanel boats down on the bottom.
Yep. Wait,
it comes out. The bottom, so this is a guide for you.
Yep. Yep. So it's just an order of appearance. Yep.
Correct. And we do like 1 or 2 a month. So
exactly. Yep.
So when I say like 2040 will come up sometime after Sniper Kill. It might not be the game after, but that's what I'm saying. Those will start filling in. So people can see that these are next in line.
Okay.
American Tank Ace is done, right?
Yes.
Yeah. do we already get that? American Tank Age is done, so that's going to fill in down below here.
Yes.
Atlantic Sentinel.
That one just has one piece left, which is the rules index, and then it's ready to go to print. Atlantic Sentinels.
Yeah, I think that's been okay. Battle Hymn 2. The good news there is it's in artwork, so that's a move up.
Somebody was asking about that. Somebody was also asking about Interceptor Ace Volume 2.
Yeah, no, we'll get to that.
Okay, great.
Okay, Battle Hymn 2, like I said, that's one where when that gets done, that's going to kick somebody off that's going to go right into publishing.
Because people have been waiting.
So even if an example is, let's say it was done today, I would put it in what John showed you about the list of games that are coming out. That's going to pop people off. Okay. Other games off the list. Okay.
Right,
Bismarck. Right. Hallelujah. It's finally going to production.
All right.
One of the smallest games we've done, and one of the ones that has taken so long. It's been through 3 people who have been project manager, game development, and know what happened? So I get it. This is a classic.
Uh-oh.
So I get it. Uh-oh. After 2 years of waiting, I get it. And Julian and Bill give it to me. I look at it, I read the first paragraph, and I said, this is no different than it was 2 years ago. It made no sense to me then. It makes no sense to me today. So Julian and Bill got right on it and fixed it all up. And I'll tell you, it's to the printers it goes. Brothers of War we talked about. Blue Water Navy.
Pacific,
yeah. Blue Water Navy 2. Counters are done. He's waiting for something. I think he's waiting for the map to get. It's probably 2/3 done with artwork.
Okay.
So we're wrapping that up. So it should go to the printer probably in 60, 90 days.
Great.
Oh, Carrier Battles. Yeah, that's here.
That's the one by John Southard. Yep. John Southard's games here. Okay.
Yep. Combat 1, the second, what are we calling it? I can't remember. Second printing.
That has new maps and I know it's changed. A lot of the components were updated.
Yeah, well, it has new maps, meaning design maps. It's not new maps. It still has the same maps as our old maps.
Yeah.
In quality, but it's still
original.
It's same as the original. So, Combat 1, good for that.
Yep.
Combat 2 is out of print, so we have to redo that one. Okay. Death in the Trenches.
That's on the list. That's coming already. So
that's on the list. Very good.
That is up pretty high, if I'm not mistaken. It's just after a test of faith. So it's right. It's right here.
Right there. That's where it is. Dog Boats is actually in
that one's
artwork.
Yep. Because we got Schnell Boats coming before that. So
but Dog Boats is in artwork. Eastern Front Battles, isn't that an artwork or something?
No, I'm working. I started this week. Actually, I put some initial work in on the rules editing. So we're working right now on the rules. So the rules are getting worked on. It's going to be probably at least a 30-day exercise minimum based on what I'm seeing. But most of the artwork's all done. So we're good there. Just the rules are being worked on.
Flanks of Gettysburg. I have no idea where that is. But Bill's going to tell me.
There you go. Billy's going to tell you.
Artwork's done. Just the rules are going to be looked at.
Artwork's done?
Yeah.
Who's doing the rules?
No, the rules. I think the rule book is done. It's got to be looked at. It's got to be checked.
Oh, so that's almost. Are we talking about? I don't even know.
I can't remember.
Okay, that's almost.
Who the designer was for Flanks at Gettysburg.
Ponsky.
Yeah, John Ponsky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's almost ready to go to the printers.
All righty. Some questions here. Unless you're done. Are you still going through the list? Or
no, I'm still going through them, but I'll answer because I'm.
Okay. Let's see here. So I gotta. Okay. Here's the question. So Tom on YouTube's asking, Bill, can we ever have a better idea to know when a sales price is going to be ending? Say the pre-order price is going to be ending for a game. Is there a set interval or a way to know when you take it off the list?
No. The good thing to know is After it, here's what happens, okay? After it goes on Kickstarter, how it works is, and I still get the questions, are my pre-orders good or whatever?
Sure.
Okay, well,
sure.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, usually pre-order people get a better price than Kickstarter. Okay?
Yeah.
So if you pre-order it, you definitely got a better price than if you go on Kickstarter because I have to pay Kickstarter fees. You know what I'm saying? So I have to pay them. So it costs. So what happens is when you pre-order a game, and we have pay now, pay later. So you don't have to pay now. You can pay later when the game's released. But what happens is after it comes off Kickstarter, it stays on pre-order for it depends. Anywhere from a week to 2 or 3 weeks, depending on the product. So it's no set schedule. But when it's off Kickstarter, the time is really ticking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That when I put it back on pre-order, like right now, Enemy Action Karkov, you can go on our site and you can buy it for what it was on Kickstarter. Right,
that
John?
helps. Yep, that helps.
So it's still a big reduction off what the retail price is, but you can't there's no pay later at that point. When I go on Kickstarter, the pay later goes away.
Gotcha. Okay. And then I don't know if you mentioned Roma Victrix.
Yeah, no, that's in the R's. I'm not at the R's yet. But Roma Victrix is actually being printed now.
Okay. All righty. I'll let you go. I'll let you get back to your list. Oh, there is one quick question about Compass Expo. If I bring my wife, James is asking, will she fill out a place as a woman being there?
No, because Brittany is there.
Yeah, Brittany can answer that question. She, if you look at the slideshow we have for Compass Expo, which I think there's a link at the very top of the expo page, you'll see a few pictures. There's another gal that was playing games too, a little bit in the back. I got a shot of her as well. But yeah, Brittany was playing, at least 3 or 4 different games and doing some play testing with Gregory Smith. So I know she did a lot. So we don't want anybody to fill out a place, obviously. That's the last thing we want. So we want everybody to feel welcome and comfortable, of course. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Bill, regarding status updates.
Okay, what's happening with For the Motherland? It's in translation.
War for the Motherland. Let me think, because that's not one I've been looking at this week. That one requires rules proofing.
Oh.
Yes. All the artwork is done for the game, but the rules need proofing and then final layout.
So it's already been translated?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
see, that is an update, John.
Yeah, so it's it's translated to Finnish language actually. So I'm working on getting a Finnish translator to do English for us next. So, but somebody just submitted a Romanian version of it, and I don't know if we can use that. So anyway, yeah, it's a struggle. No, we've got English rules, pseudo laid out in a nice Word document, but needs to be looked over. Should be pretty solid. Just a matter of scheduling, getting it done, to be honest.
Now, what did you do with Hitler's Last Gamble?
Hitler's Last Gamble, we have one last set of 8 corrections needed for the map that came in this week. So we did a final proofing of the map, which was actually done by an outside proofer who's a German expert on maps.
Yeah.
And we have all these experts. But we had 8 changes we need done to the map. So I'm going to have the final list actually tomorrow morning because I asked them to double check it because I'm not going to take back any more corrections after this go around. So I told them you've got one last chance to make sure this is your final 8, and otherwise all is said and done. So all the components are basically done. We haven't been able to give the historical background piece to Art yet because they had to. They're working on getting the illustrations in high res, so they'll fit in the rule booklet and not be 72 DPI. Like internet images don't print well, obviously, so we're trying to fix some of the images. But I know Art's busy in the meantime working several projects for us. But so Hitler's Last Gamble official status is map needs 8 changes on it, which will be done in a single day, and then it's a matter of scheduling, getting the booklets laid out. And that's it.
But the booklets are big, so that's a big
Yes.
project that we haven't started as of yet.
Correct.
Okay. Interceptor
J-
Ace. Yes, what?
Sorry, another good question came through. John Sleeper on Facebook. How challenging has the inflation surge been to your bottom line, Bill?
Oh, well, that brings an important point because we had a discussion today at corporate, okay, in regards to that specific issue. And what I'm afraid of, which is worse, is if we hit a recession. Okay, inflation is bad, don't get me wrong. Okay, but with inflation, remember, inflation, you can always manage your costs in life. Okay, as long as you have a consumer, okay, who's buying product and you have sales, you can always manage cost. Okay, yeah, it would take a dip out of your bottom line, but the point is, if you're a good business guy and an entrepreneur and a businessman, you can always manage your cost. There's always cost to be managed.
Right.
The problem is when recession hits, and that's what I've been seeing and been wondering why it hasn't happened to these companies last quarter or the quarter before. Now that what happens is with recession hitting, okay, and that's a whole different story because now people aren't buying.
Right.
So you can't even costs become of no value because you can't sell the product.
Right.
So the problem is recession is the problem, in my view, with Compass and with any game company.
Right.
Okay. And that is the big issue.
Yeah, that is the big issue. I was listening to the news today, and this is the first time I heard serious discussion about not inflation, but recession and the impact it has on businesses where you just end up don't buying certain things anymore. You look at alternative choices you have to make some decisions.
Well, what happens was everybody had revenue, okay, but until this last quarter till the last quarter, okay, people were showing good bottom lines. But what happens is that's where the cost in those issues destroy the bottom line. And now people aren't buying. So it stinks.
I know Target reported poor, disappointing earnings with an outlook for the next 3 quarters that are going to be disappointing earnings. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of business we can discuss.
Here's the funny thing is how I guess our president says he's not a mind reader about anything.
Right.
Well, how come every business who's out there is at least thinking about this stuff, okay, what's going to happen down the road? And his response, well, I'm not a mind reader. Okay, so, things are going to...
Here's a related question about USPS for you, Bill. I know we use USPS shipping. So maybe your comments on their recent rate hike, I believe. I don't know if that's something...
the funny thing is, okay, actually, post office is that not even that much more expensive than UPS.
Oh, okay, that's good news. Okay,
and FedEx, Bill had the FedEx guy in. Okay, remember that?
Yeah.
And he can't compete with even the post office right now on the packages.
Yeah,
it's not even close.
So, we do FedEx for like distributor orders.
Yeah.
Because when it's outside, when it goes across the Mississippi, it's cheaper to go that way. But for individuals, we do post office. It's a lot easier, and they do a lot of good things.
Yeah, and don't worry, Matt. We try to steer away from politics because it's so easy to talk politics. You can find it anywhere on the internet. So,
no, I'm not talking politics. I'm talking I'm just saying I'm not saying right or wrong, but I sit here and I'm no mind reader, but I'm planning for the future. Sure. And I'm just a stupid person, a very small cog in the wheel. So it has nothing to do with politics. It's just
managing. Yeah, it's navigating through this environment. Navigating through this landscape.
Yeah, I got a question. If something happens at Compass, okay, it's our fault.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's where we have to solve it. We have to try to solve
Yeah,
it.
I don't.
It's on us to solve.
And so my thing is, and look, there's pros and cons to everything. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just saying we're going to head into a recession, and that is not a good place to be
Yeah, for
for
anybody.
a cottage industry.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, well, like I said, we try to, we're all the same. We're all the same here. We don't want to talk politics, that's not what it's about. It's around the current environment, business
And
decisions,
economics. Somebody asked me what inflation is about.
Sure.
Okay, and how that affects our business. And I'm just making a comment that
Yeah.
inflation is interest rates aren't going to affect our business. Okay, the good thing is, I think I told everybody that my shipping from China has gone down from 20,000
It wasn't 20s.
down to.
Yeah, the containers were over 20K, wasn't it?
Wait. Oh, here's what I got. Okay, now I run a business.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I have all different shipping issues.
Right.
Okay.
No, you use all different shit.
I use all different shipping. And Brian Foley comes out and says, no clue what he's talking about. UPS is much cheaper as a corporate account over in my business. Okay, maybe in your business that's true. Okay, because it depends on what you're shipping, Brian. Okay,
Yeah, it could
but
vary.
don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about when I'm telling you this is in my business.
Yeah, which is true.
Okay, I'm not telling you that in your business. I don't tell you. Oh, know what I'm going to say? Oh, Brian Foley has no clue what he's talking about, because in my business, post office is cheaper than UPS.
Sure. Yeah.
But I would never say that because I don't know his business. So see, those kind of comments are uncalled for.
Yeah, it's going to vary by businesses. There's always going to be unique aspects to all businesses for sure. So we always have to keep that in
Because you want to
mind.
know why? I'll give you a perfect example. FedEx came in with good pricing.
Yeah.
But because of the box size we needed,
Couldn't take
they
advantage of
couldn't
it.
compete.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
UPS is the air, and we do use UPS for who?
Yeah, for certain things,
For
right?
overseas and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
So every business is different. Every business is shipping different. What put in the box, how much the box weighs.
A lot
So,
of different
like
factors.
I said, and I said up front, we use FedEx, we use UPS, but our biggest shipper to customers,
USPS.
because of where we ship and in total, is the post office.
There you go. John's looking on the bright side. He's committed. He says, as long as I have a job, I'm keeping the games coming inbound. Nobody's gonna stop me from my games. There you go. So once more into the breach, John Sleeper. Once more into the breach. That's what I say to that. Good for
Yeah,
you.
no, it's look, during COVID, I'll tell you, the stuff was being lost internationally all the time, okay, by the post office. Okay. And when you look at shipping internationally, the post office is the best in our business internationally.
Ah, great.
Okay. FedEx can't compete. They tried to, but because we have because Australia, remember, stopped you.
Oh yeah, they stopped.
post office
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. You can do that.
So it
carry
all
on.
is what it is.
Okay.
And you want to know something? Everybody does what they need to do.
I mean, I get it. I can understand from one point somebody coming in and seeing a rate sheet and saying, what are you talking about? My rate sheet says this. But like you said, there's going to be other factors involved. And I think you've explained pretty clearly that there are other factors involved, and not all things are equal to others, depending on what business they're in. And but the main point is you're always looking at options. You're always looking at what's the best option, because that's the part you can control. So that's your responsibility. Running the business, is like you said, you can manage the bottom line. That falls on you, whether it's
I think postage. Look, who's that?
Oh, his dog.
Oh, you're talking.
Oh, my
Yeah,
dog's
post-
got a. Sorry about that.
Okay. No, he said
Yeah, the
fundraisers.
squeaking isn't anybody complaining. It's just a dog that's playing. Sorry about that. I'll mute myself. So you keep going. I'll mute myself.
Yeah, no, things, business side, I think we're in for a rough ride. So, but it is what it is.
I think that's a realistic viewpoint. Open, two eyes wide open. We're going to have some challenges for sure, and then consumer behaviors are going to be changing. Obviously, they already are with gasoline and everything. So yeah, we know what's coming, right?
Yeah, and remember, the funny thing is, okay, when you look at all 3 or 4 major companies out there in the wargaming industry, there's only one that doesn't require a pre-order number.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
Yeah,
and I'll give you a hint. That company does town halls.
Mm-hmm.
Right, John? Nobody else. So we've been we've been running a system where everybody keeps saying, okay, well, how does everybody keep saying, well, we can't be in business unless we have a pre-order system. Okay, like other companies have. We've never had a pre-order system.
Right.
Where it says that we have to hit a certain number.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we don't do that. It gets printed when it gets printed. So,
yeah.
But no, I think we're going to be okay. It's just something you got to look at.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, this is interesting. So this is an interesting case to me because, so we have crossover customers. So obviously GMT and Compass will have the same customers, same customer base. So it looks like the customers that GMT is communicating out to is mentioning a much higher rate than UPS. So I'm actually glad. Who was it that brought up the point earlier about, you know, the pricing? I forgot who it was, you know, the one you were talking about. But it's probably a good point to cover this in detail because it sounds like a lot of people are now hearing this like in real time that, hey, rates have gone way up. So it's not just going to be one person, in other words, hearing this. It sounds like it's going to be hundreds of customers. I think there was a newsletter today, GMT release, so maybe they mentioned it today. I don't know. I know they had a newsletter update. So that means a lot of people are hearing about USPS, obviously. So that could be a cause of it, Bill. Something to.
Oh no! Look, I'm not. I don't think I don't think that I'm debating that what GMT does or what that guy mentioned. I'm not saying they're not legitimate statements, but I'm not out there saying I don't respond to GMT and say, well, which I never would, or the guy, I wouldn't respond, well, you don't know what you're talking about. I do it in my business. Yeah. What works for GMT, okay, doesn't always work for us.
Sure.
Okay. And my point is, if I'm still charging, okay, whatever my shipping costs are, which I don't think I've raised my shipping cost in the United States. Mm-hmm. Because we eat a lot of that as part of what we do. Okay. But internationally, I've had to do it, which every company has to do internationally. But across the US, okay, I'll tell you, I just like, I'll be honest with you, I like the post office.
And I would say, like Paul says, most of us that are on here tonight live, we just want to play games. So, you know, games an escape from the reality, you know, our work and family pressures and things going on in real life. Just like Constant World Expo Dallas, it was a chance to take a break for 4 days from real world pressures or anything anybody's got on their minds that they're sort of grappling with. What you said here, Paul, is right on the mark. I mean, it's really, you know, the entertainment or hopefully the wellness, mental wellness business. We want you to enjoy games and take a break from those outside pressures going on. But then there's also, of course, Bill is managing the business because, you know, we want to.
And sometimes, look, we've subsidized domestic shipping for years. Okay. We subsidize international, which these people don't really give us credit for because we charge so much. But look, the post office flows for us. Operationally, it works for us, and I haven't found the reason to move. Okay, even though we met with our FedEx people, and look, that's just it didn't work for me.
Yep. Yep. And I think, again, all the comments here are really echoing what Paul Walker said. You know, now especially we like that escape from these pressures that are building, you know, in the economy and all the responsibilities people have financially. We all get that. So hopefully the games will bring some pleasure in that regard.
I want to say that everything has gone up. Okay, that we've had, but you do what you have to do.
All right, Vin says let's get back to talking about games, so I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
Somebody was asking for an update. My dogs are going crazy right now. So Russia 44. Oh my gosh, something's going on. So Russia 44 update. We're waiting. Mark Herman has somebody working on the Russian order of battle for the game before he can work on the design further. So I'm just waiting to hear from Mark Herman's contact that he's getting the Russian order of battle for Mark Herman done. And then Mark will be returning to Russia 44. So that is the official update on Russia 44. And please, again, just post your questions right now. If you have other questions for Bill, Billy, or myself, please post them now. I want to make sure I don't miss your questions tonight. And with that, I'm going to mute myself because my dogs are absolutely going bat crazy today. So.
What picture?
What's the picture behind you? This one. Look, right here.
What about?
It's the one in Connecticut.
Who asked me?
Somebody right here said. What's the picture behind you?
Oh yeah, Bob. This is
Series update, Bill. I know I believe we're still waiting on Against the Reich, which was the West End Games original release for Joe Bukowski. And once that's done, we were thinking of we would then tackle Fleet Series.
Yeah.
But obviously right now we're working on Against the Reich, right?
Yeah.
From Joe Bukowski.
Yep.
Tank Leader has bad. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
What's happening with Tank Leader?
Yeah, Tank Leader has bad news. So for the past few weeks, maybe months now, we haven't had any updates from the project team. Real life, I guess, got in the way for one or two. And 2 weeks ago, I heard there were going to be some updates made, and no updates have been made again for the past 2 weeks. So right now, I would officially say this one's in the red on hold because we're not getting any progress being made on the project. So that means it's incumbent upon me to do what I can to see how we can get it unstuck. But right now, East Front Tank Leader is stuck in the mud. So unfortunately to say that, but that is the truth, and I'm not going to spin a different tale. Readers, we're just not getting progress on the final rules.
Tank, John, straight shooter.
Who's straight shooter?
John.
But what?
Saying he got spent to you any other way. He's gonna tell you straight up.
Oh yeah, he's straight shooter. Yeah, good job, John. But
let's see more questions coming in. Let's see. Is Panzer Creek still a thing? Yes, that is still a thing, but it was delayed. What's going to happen there is Masahiro will be doing the artwork for the game. He actually did the artwork for the 6 Angles release of the game, which was several years ago. But we are going to work with Masahiro on the maps this year. I have all the rules changes from the designer, so it's just a matter of getting the artwork started there. So that is definitely moving forward. That one's not really stuck. It's because of schedules, but we'll definitely get that one done. The game project will get done this year for release next year.
Okay, he yelled at him.
He yelled. Why do you yell at him?
I'm trying to get help with the dogs because I can't. Else I'm gonna have to step away. So anyway, Siege of Jerusalem is on hold. So that one is also on hold again, mainly because there's about 20 plus projects right now going on. So that one is on hold right now. So I will let you know when it goes active.
I'll get one of those things. And bring the piece of paper too.
Sensuicon is going to be actually the next project worked on by the artist Nadir El-Farah. So actually right now, Atlantic Sentinels is getting wrapped up. And we've, I think for the past month, and Gregory Smith can comment here in the chat for those on YouTube that see his comments. Sensuicon, we've started artwork on Sensuicon already. So that is the active project right now for Gregory Smith. But, timing wise, it wouldn't be till 2023 as a release date.
Yeah, the GDW 1941-42-40 should be wrapped up at the end of July and go to the printers. Okay, Road to the Rhine should be wrapped up by the end of August, going to the printers.
Yep, Road to the Rhine. All the pre-work was done on the project Road to the Rhine as far as slight changes, modifications, working in all the errata to the game, etc. And the artwork could start this week. I'm not sure. I'd have to check in with the artist, but he's ready to rock and roll. And he says he'll get the game done in 30 days. That's what he's shooting for. Follow Tobruk, Bill. I think that's probably a question for you. I think the maps haven't come in yet.
That's what the printers.
It's with the printers, and it's the maps. I remember you mentioned the maps weren't quite ready on that one. Schutztruppe, I spoke with the artist, Tim Allen, today, just to confirm. We did need to make an adjustment to the box cover, which was very nice, the box packaging. We had to make some updates to it. So as soon as we get the box artwork back, which could be as early as tomorrow, I'll be sending the files in for the printers as early as tomorrow. So fingers crossed on Schutztruppe. That one I want to call a wrap by end of this week.
Something else.
I think you gave an update on combat already.
Yeah, combat. Combat Operation Market Garden is moving ahead. Okay, then it's going to Anzio. The series.
Okay, Spitfire Ace. We have to assign an artist to it. We don't have one assigned yet, so it's just a matter of finding an artist that can jump on that project, given what we have lined up. So that will happen sometime this year. Third World War sequel. That's the Bill, do you want to take that one? I know you're working directly with the designer for Third World War.
Yeah, they're working on the Far East. Is going to be the next one in China, and then they're doing a combined one with Cuba and some other one. I can't remember. It's going to be combined with Cuba. So we're working on that.
Yep, there's the update on Sensuicon. I promised Greg would probably give an update on YouTube chat. So there you go, everybody. It's active right now, which is great news.
Manchurian Factory. I know it.
Beneath the Southern Cross, close to pre-order. No, not quite yet, because we have to have like 95% of the artwork done. And then we added a new rule that we don't want too many pre-orders out there. So it's a matter of balancing out our pre-orders. But I fully expect, given where the game is today, that we will be positioned to have it on pre-order sometime this year is the goal. That's my goal, to have it on pre-order this year, having 95% of the artwork done for the game.
Yeah, here's the dilemma that we talked about, and we still talk about. Here's the dilemma. Okay, is we probably have 10 to 12 games that are going to be off to the printer or in production within the next 2 months that are done, that aren't even in on pre-order. Okay. And the reason why I do that is because to fit them into the schedule is going to take some time. Okay. And I always have an issue with that the pay now, pay later thing. Okay. We could put the pre-orders up and just take pay laters, which is fine because it doesn't matter to me. Okay. But we have a lot of guys out there, which is ironic, that like to pay now. So my thing is, I don't want to take money anymore. Okay. Because you have a lot of guys that do the pay now. Okay. And then the game doesn't come out for 2 years. And not that a lot of people bitch or anything. It's just that my thing is I want to get to a system where we clear off a lot of these games that we have. And as you can see, we're still doing 18 games a year or whatever. Okay. But we have a lot of pre-orders. And again, that goes back to the catalog this year is the catalog.
I don't know how Billy's going to do that. I don't know how Billy's going to do a catalog of the same paper size this year.
Well, he's gonna, because we haven't done any new pre-orders.
Oh, okay, so we're gonna be okay, even with the new releases. Okay,
yeah. That's the issue. So, so that's what So we haven't really found the solution yet Okay, and we did find a solution, but I don't know if I've been happy with it. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Soon we'll have the
Well,
expansion soon you'll have an expansion for the catalog.
Well, no, what I think we're going to do with the catalog is I talked to Bill and I said, well, we should put down, even though they can't pre-order it. Okay, we should have a list of games with like a 1-sentence description on what's at the printers or at production, because we have 10, 12 games that are almost done.
Yeah.
Okay, that we could put on the list. You can't pre-order it now until it goes on pre-order, but it tells people that that there's more coming other than the ones we have to fulfill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good idea.
So
William on YouTube, thanks for joining us, says with a number of game producers putting out quality products today, including Compass. Thank you, William. Those engaged in the hobby may look back at this era as the silver, if not the golden age of gaming. So there's definitely a lot of activity. For sure, William. So I hope that means you found some games that you enjoy playing. James over on Facebook says, well, what about World War II Commander Series Volume 2? That's actually Market Garden that's being worked on.
Yeah, that's in artwork right now.
That one's in artwork right now. I know Bruce Arian, who's joined us tonight. Bruce is working right now on the artwork with John Butterfield on World War II Commander on Market Garden. So, James, that game is in the art department right now.
And that's one of them. I'll tell you, we got a lot of stuff that
reprinted. Combat 2 is being reprinted. Yes.
Yes.
Status Russia Besieged Finnish expansion.
Yeah, no, that's in that's done with production. No, we have to do. No, we got the maps, right? We got the maps. I got one. That's what's going to find a space after we get through those other ones.
Okay, and then we have Eric. Thanks for joining us tonight. Eric's joining us. He is the designer working on the Manchurian Front game. That's the next game in the Third World War series, which I hope everybody has and is enjoying. And that is the next game, Manchurian Front, from the Third World War series. So thank you, Eric, for that update. And that answers the question about the sequel. We're not looking at a Fourth World War right now. We're really looking at games. The series is really popular because, again, there's 4 games based on that series in the box. So Manchurian Front and others, we have finished designs or near complete designs that we can get out right away, much faster than doing research on a Fourth World War, which would be a huge separate effort to do that.
Well, John, what about Manassas? Where is that?
Manassas, I haven't talked to Newt this week. Sorry, I can't give an update on that, but I know it has to do with the counter sheets. The map had some proofing that was still needs to be completed by the designer. So I'll need to add that to my list for tomorrow to get an update on Manassas.
Okay, what about Eclipse?
Red Eclipse, that one, Steve, I talked to Steve Overton just before Console World Expo about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and he's going through all the proofing comments from one of our lead proofers, and I believe he said by end of this week or early next week, he will have all those comments will have been digested and acted upon into the final draft, which means we can move on to not final artwork. All the artwork's pretty much done, but for the final rules, we have to do the rules layout work for the booklet is what's needed next. So the good news is it looks like we've got final proofing comments for the rules that are getting done now, as well as minor proofing suggestions for some of the player aid cards that go with the game to improve it. So that's coming together in real time, actually. So I'm assuming by next week, we can then have a final draft to take to artwork for the rules layout work.
And Victory at Sea is on our list.
Victory at Sea is on our list. So if we go back just for a moment to answer that question, it's several down. So it's after Brothers at War, 1862, as you can see here. So it's about the 6th one down, I want to say. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got the 6th pole position. So that one is probably a good 3 months out, is what I would say there. So good question on that.
Yeah, it's funny how we still get the
a lot of games out there.
We still get the same responses, and it's just funny because I get the same responses. Well, are my pre-orders good with Kickstarter? Do I have to cancel my pre-order? Or I got one guy that canceled his pre-order saying, well, if it's not going to be published and you need Kickstarter, I don't want to have the pre-order. I explained to him, it's already done. It's not going on Kickstarter to fund the project.
Yeah.
It's going on Kickstarter. And you think that people would realize now, and I think they are, is after it goes on Kickstarter, it ships like within 2 weeks. I'm telling you, I'm shipping.
Yeah.
I'm shipping before I get the money from Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Okay, because how Kickstarter works is you guys pay the money to Kickstarter. Then it takes 15 days for Kickstarter to pay me. Okay? So I'm shipping the games, and then I get the comment, well, Kickstarter should be mailed before pre-orders. Okay? And my comment to that is no, they all get really mailed out at the same time. But pre-orders are guys who paid and pre-ordered it years ago or 6 months ago. So I get all the same questions on a lot of stuff. So,
all righty. And then Jeremy shares Fisher on YouTube. Thanks for joining us, Jeremy. He likes when he has the cash to be able to just use the cash and spend it. So
yeah. Now what Gumroad is, just so everybody knows, Gumroad is the old pre-order system. It was a third-party pre-order system. So all our new pre-orders go through the website now. And that's been true for about 2 years or a year and a half, whatever. Okay. The old pre-orders, okay, that was our old system that has all those old pre-orders, okay, are still valid, but it's off Gumroad. Gumroad was our third-party administrator for that.
Yeah, and they shut down suddenly. So
yeah, so what happens with Gumroad is your orders are still good, okay, but what people find is that some credit cards won't let you charge on Gumroad. Okay, so let's say they had to change their credit card, okay, or their credit card's no longer good. They get notified that the charge couldn't go through because it's no longer good, and they're unable to enter a new credit card number. Mm-hmm. Okay, that is because some credit cards, okay, don't allow Gumroad as a valid payer source. So what people do is they contact me. I just send them a PayPal invoice. But Gumroad eventually, when all these games get out, okay, will all go away because we haven't used Gumroad for new orders, for new pre-orders in a year and a half. So that's why Gumroad's still out there, is because they still have the old ones that are still okay.
And Greg's talking about Kickstarter funding here, how it's, like you said, Bill, people ask, how does Kickstarter work for us? Does that mean it won't show up for 6 months, 9 months? Or obviously it's just a way to reach a different audience, perhaps a different audience than we otherwise would. And again, Enemy Action Karkov, which is a true blue war game, fairly complex war game. We got nearly 350 pledges off of it.
Yeah,
so
I think what Kickstarter does for us is it gives people, because we have a lot of product coming out. Okay, we have product coming out every month. Okay, which doesn't happen in this industry. So what the Kickstarter does is it reminds people. You know what I'm saying? So people don't have to keep looking on our website. They might have forgotten about the game and they don't follow us as closely and they don't go on our website as much. So because a lot of our old guys, old timers, do Kickstarter, and what they tell me is it reminds them that the game is on its way, so they order it.
There you go. Bruce was wondering, do you have any unboxings for us this week? I don't think so. We've gone over an hour probably.
No, not this week.
Okay, and then thanks, David. David bought 16 games from the last catalog.
Oh, I know. I'll tell you. 6
actual. There you go. He didn't come for the drama. He's just here for the free game. There's somebody talking from the heart there. There you go. 6 actual. Oh. Exactly.
Yeah.
I
know, but that's.
And let's see here. We're putting out a lot of games. I haven't read this yet. Compass puts out so many games. I feel like I'm in the War Game of the Month Club. I was a subscriber. What was that? Was that music or No, they had a book of the month club, military book club.
No, they have music of the month.
Yeah, then they have the
too.
music. I did that in high school.
Yeah, back in the 1930s. You
That
did it.
ages me, Randy, by saying that. So yep, there we go. Okay, so everybody please do it. This is the last call for the giveaway, which means you need to do your hashtag town hall. Please get it in. We've thanks to the 218 people live viewers tonight. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have 209 entries. So there might be 9 of you out there, I'm guessing, although now there's 210 entries. But yeah, please take a moment to type hashtag town hall.
Just come right off.
And you'll have a chance to win NATO, a true designer signature edition of NATO. So we're up to 213. So I think we're about there. 215. 215. Thank you, everybody, for entering our drawing tonight.
Yeah, still sick, Bill said.
Okay. You ready for the drawing?
Yeah, who's going to get it?
All right, let's see who's going to get the designer signature edition of NATO, signed by Bruce Maxwell. And the winner is... That's a new one. This may be a new... I don't know if this is a first-time viewer. Karkov Asta. Oh, my gosh. Congratulations. I can't say that. Say that 3 times fast. I dare you. Karkov. Okay, that's my best attempt. That's all I'm going to say. So you need to send an email to sales@compassgames.com, and I'll type it out here for you. Although it's pretty straightforward, I always like to show.
Well, yeah, same thing. I haven't signed 2 other ones.
You do that really quickly. So please send an email.
We'll keep one for next time.
To sales@compassgames.com. Just mention you were in the show. Get us your real name and address, because myself included, I'm Spartacus. I'm Kara Kayasta.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So please get it in. Congratulations to you, Kara. Congratulations, Kara, on that win. So that's huge. That's exciting. So is that our door prize for tonight, Bill?
Yeah. Well, now here's what happened. Okay. Because I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. I sent Bruce to sign another one.
Oh, so Bruce has signed a second NATO. Holy crap.
We're giving another one away.
Holy crap. That is awesome. Okay. Well, I'm excited that we can give away another NATO because
now the good thing is, okay, here's what's going to happen with these. Okay. Which somebody's going to go and take Roadshow. Okay. In about 150 years. And somebody's going to bring this game to them, and they're going to say, "Oh, geez, we don't even know what these things are.
This thing's worth a fortune. It's signed."
Well, no. He's going to go through and he's going to say, "Yeah, this is worth maybe $10, and this is like in 2,250." Okay, and then he's going to say, "But wait a second, you have it signed. It's going to be worth thousands of dollars."
Of course.
So keep this in the family for generations, and it will be worth a lot of money.
And as Aaron says, boy, I'd like to see more signed copies of games. If that's ever feasible, if we can ever figure out the logistics to that, that would be very cool. All right, so it sounds like we're going to give away another NATO then? Signed?
See, we thought about doing the problem is when you're doing the, you can't do the box. Right. Because if you use felt or something, this is slick and it will rub off.
Right.
So you don't get it shrink wrap because you can't sign through shrink wrap.
I saw somebody at Constant World Expo Dallas. I never saw this done before. They had the designer sign inside the top of the box. They opened up the box, and inside the top of the lid, she used that whole area. Yeah, exactly. And that was a pretty cool idea. I never thought about that.
Yeah, you could do it there. Yeah.
That was a pretty cool idea, I thought. Okay, so do you want me to do another drawing then for a signed copy? Yep. Is that what we're going to do? Okay. All righty, folks. Good luck. Thanks for entering again. So let's let me hold on a minute.
Don't you freaking come on my time.
All right. This wasn't working. There we go. Fixed it. Had a little error there. All right. So we have one winner. Kara Kayasta was the big winner, but Kara is going to share the glory and the limelight with one other person. And let's find out who that person is, who gets a signed copy of NATO from Bruce Maxwell, the designer. And the winner is Bob Moriarty.
Oh, you know him. He's ordering stuff. Doesn't
Bob, thank you, Bob, for being on YouTube. And sounds like thank you for being a customer, because Bill and Billy recognize your name from maybe some past orders. So that is awesome. So Bob, you have won a signed NATO by Bruce Maxwell.
Oh yeah,
pretty
I
awesome.
decided that we are. Julian and Heather will be at WBC this year.
Oh shoot, that's right. We have to talk about that. So that is big news
No,
because
it's
last
upsetting.
time we talked about WBC, we didn't mention the news that we talked about not being at WBC at all.
Yeah,
that
but
is-
Julian and Heather, which are my, will be there.
All right, so Compass Games will have a booth presence with games to sell at
Yep.
WBC this year. So that is hopefully exciting news for everybody. And of course, we hope to have everybody in Connecticut in November where you can get 50% off.
And you're getting to meet Heather and Julian and be nice to them and don't yell at them.
That's right. And then it is Professor Moriarty probably for winning. That's right.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Awesome. Okay, well, I think
Well,
that's
we'll see you in 2 weeks.
all right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks for sticking it out with us. We wish you all well. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll be back next week with another episode of Compass Games Live. And again, thank you for joining us tonight. Good night,
Yep,
everybody.
have a good one.